Hi, Gil from Testing Gil here, and today I want to talk about the D in SFDIPOT, data. If you haven't watched the SFDIPOT Primer, you can watch it here. Almost everything that we do is about data, either going into the software or coming out of it. That is, when we talk about functionality, like we did in this video, we immediately connect it to data. And that's okay. We use SFDIPOT to come up with ideas coming from different aspects. It doesn't really matter which letter we thought of when coming up with the idea. The main thing is that we thought of test cases. And that's true for any aspect or letter of SFDIPOT. Anyway, data can come in all shapes and sizes. Literally. I'll give an example at the end. Let's start with the obvious. You send data into the system. Is it stored correctly? When you retrieve it, does it come out the way you sent it? In our Bigger Better Bookstore app, when I enter the details of a book, I expect to see these details in the next book details screen. If I do this at the API level, after I do a post with the book details in the body, when I do a get on the same record, I expect to see these values come back to me. Now we can start playing with different scenarios. What if this book is already in the store? Can I still edit? Does it rewrite it? What if it is no longer on sale? Can I still edit? If I delete a book, what happens to the history of all the book information that we have in the store? These are all application-specific workflows that we can translate to how we deal with data. We can do the same at the API level. You can really see the separation between functionality and data at the API level, because you can run the same API but with different sets of data and expect different responses. What else can we play with? How about importing information from outside our system into ours and exporting it? For example, if we export book information, can we export it in different formats, like JSON or XML or something else? How about the book covers? Can we export them as images? If so, in which format? Can we export multiple books together or just one? Every one of these is an option or multiple options for testing. Remember that at this point we don't say we don't have time to test everything. Currently we're just coming up with ideas. We'll prioritize them later and decide which one we're actually going to run. Okay, let's talk about data size. Remember exporting multiple books? How about exporting all of the books together in one shot? Apart from the functional aspect of can we actually do this, we can ask other questions. How long does it take? Do we have some kind of limitations that we need to be aware of? What happens when we go over the limitations? Are other operations impacted by the big export? Can we do other operations while the export takes place, assuming that it takes a lot of time? And can we do this regularly, like every week or every day, and expect consistent behavior? And we can ask other questions as well. Asking them opens up a whole world of testing the performance of our system. It's not just a load of input that we usually think about in performance testing, but rather how the size of data impacts the performance. You can also ask these questions at the API level. You can play with different headers and content types, and of course, the data itself that you send. For example, if you're sending a post request, and the server expects a JSON body, but you send JSON that is not valid. What happens? What if it's valid, but it contains multiple records, some of them are duplicates? What if it's valid, but a completely different schema? What happens if you send the whole 3 books of Lord of the Rings in one request? Can the system handle this kind of load? As you can see, the split between functional and data lets us ask different questions about how the system will work while we're focusing on the data itself. Lots of creative ways to challenge our application. And that's the D in SFDIPOT. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, like, subscribe, and watch other videos on this channel. And in the comments below, tell me about what kind of weird data that you sent into a system and what happened to it. Until next time, bye-bye.